Hey guys, how you doing? This is gonna be a couple of videos. I'm gonna do my thoughts on my favorite video game franchise of all time, Metal Gear Solid. I do play other video games like Call of Duty, Halo. Um, I actually beat Halo 3 ODSST, and now after that I'm gonna buy Halo 4. Then so I play NBA 2K, Madden, WWE, UFC games, other video games back in the past. Crash Bandicoot, Mario, Super Mario, Pokemon. But my favorite video game franchise of all time is Metal Gear Solid. And I'm gonna tell you which Metal Gear Solid game I like the best of all of them. I did have not played Metal Gear Solid 5 yet, and I did watch cutscenes, most of the cutscenes on YouTube. But I don't, you can't say it's better than 1 or 3. Um, my favorite game of all the Metal Gear Solid games. It's a tie between Metal Gear. I'm gonna say to me it's a tie between Metal Gear Solid 1, and 3. But I did like Metal Gear Solid 4. Okay, but and then Metal Gear Solid 2, a lot of people did not like. Of course, they didn't like Raiden. You play most of Raiden in the game, and some of you guys might like Raiden, but most people don't. Metal Gear Solid fans do not like Raiden. They wish they played more Snake in Metal Gear Solid 2. Metal Gear Solid 2 wasn't that bad. I actually like the best beginning I've ever had playing Metal Gear Solid was the first beginning, Metal Gear Solid 2, the tank chapter. It was amazing because back in 2001, when I was in 7th grade, 28 right now, in the end of 2001, you had PS2 and Xbox coming out. And I remember the launch stage, Grand Theft Auto 3 and Metal Gear Solid 2 were one of the launch titles for PS2. And it was amazing because the transition from the gameplay and the graphics from PlayStation 1 to PS2 was amazing. But the beginning of Metal Gear Solid 2 was amazing. The tank chapter. Snake going on the boat, the ship, and then Ocelot hijacking Metal Gear Solid Ray. Was that big, and he plays Raiden after that. But my favorite video game of all time, is a tie between Metal Gear Solid 1 and 3. The reason why is because, okay, most of you guys probably think Metal Gear Solid 1 is the best Metal Gear Solid of all time. Best story. Uh, it's I thought the Twin Snakes on GameCube was okay. I thought, to me, the voice acting could have been much better for Metal Gear Solid 2 GameCube. I thought, but a lot of people like the PlayStation 1 better because the voice acting, the cutscenes, and it's just the original format, the original gameplay, and everything. Even though the guys is like cubicle shit. But Metal Gear Solid 3 was very special because it's the genesis of Metal Gear Solid, and I guess you kind of think, why can't they call it Metal Gear Solid Genesis? Why are they confused? Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2 it takes place after Metal Gear Solid 3, but it doesn't matter. But the thing is, I was confused because when I got the game in 2004, I was a sophomore in high school, and I really didn't watch trailers that much back then. YouTube wasn't around in December 2004, and when I got the game, I see Snake talking to a guy on a plane, and back after World War II, the world became East and West, blah blah blah, and it's more like a history feel. I love it. And then you see Snake, and his face is kind of different, and then you realize when you play and watch it, you're like, oh, this is Big Boss. This is the '60s right now. The storyline between him and the boss storyline, how he became Big Boss and everything, and also too, Metal Gear Solid 3 was also. I'll be honest, I'm more of a for Metal Gear Solid fan. Not only do I like the gameplay, but I like watching the cutscenes the most. Metal Gear Solid 3 2 is that it's the reason why I can't put Metal Gear Solid 1 over Metal Gear Solid 3 as when you guys probably think the first one's the best, because also too, Metal Gear Solid 3 is the most challenging game of all of them. Metal Gear Solid 2 was the easiest. Metal Gear Solid 4 is second, and then the first one's the second hardest. But the hardest one is Metal Gear Solid 3, and we all know why. It's because of this when you fight the old sniper guy. A lot of different ways to beat him. It was very challenging, and also other boss types in Metal Gear Solid 3 were way more challenging. But I do love the storyline, all the cutscenes in Metal Gear Solid 3 as much as Metal Gear Solid 1, and I can't choose between Metal Gear Solid 1 and 3. So yeah, it's like if you're a pro wrestling fan, but who you like, I can't decide whether I like, Shawn Michaels or The Rock or Kurt Angle or Eddie Guerrero. You can't, you love them both. So I can't choose whether I like Metal Gear Solid 1 or Metal Gear Solid 3 the best. Metal Gear Solid 1 and 3 are my favorite. And then, also is that too, is that, Metal Gear Solid Acid and Portable Plus were great. I haven't played Peace Walker yet. I mean, we're in May 2017. Maybe in the summer I'll play Peace Walker. And then after Metal Gear Solid 2, you had Subsistence, the extra features, and the Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence. Now, Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence is a must-have game for any Metal Gear Solid fan, and I'll tell you why. Because a lot of features, not only cutscenes, but the very first Metal Gear Solid games are not on PlayStation. It's actually released on Nintendo, Super Nintendo. And so, of course, you play as Snake when you fight against Big Boss in Zanzibar Island, and Zanzibar Island fight against Grey Fox, and Zanzibar Island was the other one. You know what I'm talking about. Zanzibar Island, Outer Heaven. And you play those games on Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence, and that game, when I bought it, was only $20 compared to Metal Gear Solid 3 $60. But yeah, you have to play those too, because you understand the story, even though it's in regular Nintendo NES format. And I think too, I will do more videos discussing. I heard something. I have a friend who's a big Metal Gear Solid fan, has told me that Konami was fired by Konami. I really don't know the story, but it's unfortunate because I would love them to make. If they can make Metal Gear Solid, I never played Metal Gear Solid Rising with Raiden. That was released in 2013. I'm not gonna play that shit. I watched some cutscenes on it, but if they can make that, they should. Metal Gear, as Metal Gear Solid fans, you would want them to release the game of Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Solid and Metal Gear Solid 2 Solid Snake, where you play as Snake and you go against Big Boss. I mean, what I'm saying? Like in Zanzibar Island, Outer Heaven, you go as Snake and you fight against. First you befriend with Grey Fox, you rescue Grey Fox, and you go against them, whatever. But you know what I'm saying? So make a remake of Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear, where you have a rookie Snake, Solid Snake, fighting against Big Boss when Big Boss turns to a villain. Because Metal Gear Solid 5 Metal Gear Solid 5 made a lot of things more confusing, because you find out that he has like a double, like a Venom. He has because now they complicate things where in Metal Gear Solid Zanzibar, was Outer Heaven Zanzibar? I'm totally confused. I'm sorry, I'm totally confused. I'm not confused. I misinformed and I totally forgot. But again, you fight. Big Boss is your commander. No. In Metal Gear Solid 5, you killed Venom Snake. You learn you killed Venom Snake in the first Metal Gear, and then you actually beat Big Boss one time in Metal Gear Solid 2. Metal Gear Solid 2, but you killed Venom Snake in the first Metal Gear, and then after that, out of heaven, when he actually fought Big Boss. So he didn't fight Big Boss twice, fought him one. He killed the Venom Snake in the first one. They made things complicated, but they need to make that to date. They need to make, it'll be awesome for, Konami saying, hey, we got other games we got out, but they're not as successful as Metal Gear Solid. Hopefully they'll get Konami, but I don't want them to get another person to do it. I want Konami to do it. Make a remake of Metal Gear Solid, when you fight against Grey Fox and Big Boss, the first Metal Gear, and then you can also do at least another Heaven after that too, and Zanzibar Island, whatever. But at least they need to remake again of Metal Gear, the very first Metal Gear game that was released on NS. When you're a rookie Snake, you fight against Big Boss. I mean, first Big Boss is your commander, and then actually I think Zanzibar Island was in Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake or whatever, on NES. Just gonna check which show real quick, because I am a big Metal Gear Solid fan. Just want to get my facts straight. So Metal Gear Solid NES. Metal Gear Solid 2 Solid Snake. Okay, Zanzibar Island was Zanzibar Island was Metal Gear Solid 2 Solid Snake. So you go to Zanzibar Island in Outer Heaven. Um, so yeah, make a remake of Metal Gear, the first game that was released in 1987 on NES. And they could do Metal Gear Solid 2 Outer Heaven too if they want to, but at least make that. You want to have a game released on PS5 when PS5 comes out, or PS4, whatever, or Xbox One, where you play as Metal Gear as Solid Snake fighting against Big Boss. You want to see that. You want to make a remake of the first two Metal Gear games. The original NES, on the format NES, the original. So yeah, guys, I am a big video game. I'm not really a big video game player. I got some games I like. I'm not a big. If you watch this, you play video games. I haven't played as much video games as you probably do, and I don't have many titles. But I got a fair amount I play and enjoy. So yeah, guys, that's about it. Thoughts on my favorite Metal Gear Solid game? What's the tie between 1 and 3? But the best beginning was Metal Gear Solid 2. And you can say the best ending, maybe Metal Gear Solid 4, but I like 1 and 3 ending too. The ending for Metal Gear Solid 2 was like, ugh. I didn't like it. One of these days, not only that I'll play Peace Walker, but I'll play Metal Gear Solid 5 and the one before that. The game that you play as Big Boss. So yeah, what's it called? Metal Gear Solid, not 5. Metal Gear Solid. What was it? Something like $20. Okay, so you have the Phantom Pain, but what's the one before that? Oh, Ground Zeroes. That's Big Boss. Ground Zeroes, and then the Phantom Pain is Venom Snake. Yeah. I'll do some other videos saying who's my favorite. Who do I like better? Solid Snake or Big Boss? That'll be for another video. Yeah. That's about it. You guys take care.